generally don't have a problem with our guys willing to just, they're saying loose lips sink ships. If that were the case, we'd have no vessels because our guys can talk. It's fine tuning it and then recording it, or finding the right place to house that. For instance, if we got a boat captain that's 35 years with that particular boat who's getting ready to retire. There's no way you can infiltrate or even record all of that. We do a fairly good job of anytime we're rolling out a new procedure, a new policy, a new way of doing things. Yeah, once we get it all written out, is bringing it to the craft level, to the field level, to the guys that this is truly going to affect a lot more than anybody else, and say, okay, here's where we're at. Tell us where we're missing the point, right? What are we missing? Or what are we saying that you actually don't do? What do you actually do, so that we can find that happy medium?
I think what you're saying there is really important, and I'm making a note of this. Part of gathering knowledge is the documentation of that knowledge, right? And I'll throw myself out there as an example. As some of you may or may not be aware, my virtual assistant, Amanda, went on vacation last week. Boy, there was a lot that I didn't have written down. And I'll tell you, it took Anne and myself to complete a task that Amanda usually does by herself. And it's like, oh my God, I thought we had good documentation. I really did, because we have little videos and everything else, but there were some gaps there that I really didn't realize until you have a key person, who dares to take a vacation. And I think what you're saying there, Douglas, is really important. It's that process of documenting not only the process or even anything else around a procedure, but then there's the real life documentation, right? So these are the steps, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there's always something in between there that you might be missing. And what is the real life story behind that process? So I love that example. I think it's a good one. Melissa?
I'll say this from my experience. I retired almost a year ago, and now I'm with another organization, but I spent 25 years in a school district in school communications, and the guilt of taking a day off or taking your vacation weighs on you heavily when you're the only person who does your job. So I reframed it in terms of teachers create sub plans, right? Mm-hmm. Creating substitute plans for yourself. So in your absence, someone else can do your job. Yes, there is that threat threshold you'll have are they going to take my job? But they need to know how to do it. If you get in an accident, if you are gone for a period of time. So I made a list of every program, a piece of software that I used on a day-to-day basis with the login information, the main reason we used that platform, what it was used for, and then went the next step saying, here are people you can contact in other districts who use this same stuff and will be able to support you if you run into a pinch. So it's a matter of your network, even outside your organization. Who do you know that can support you in a crisis that you would be able to reach out to? It's a matter of creating detailed notes and then putting it in practice, saying, okay, let's all kind of have a boxing day like they do in Canada. Everybody trade jobs for the day. See if you can do what that plan says and act it out. We did that with our business office, a number of different ones, because the redundancy is important, even in every department, to be able to understand what everyone does, not as a threat, but to the success of the organization.